What up, YouTube's Black Bigot here, coming to you live but not live from Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here on the east side of Las Vegas. We're in the 28th Street gang neighborhood. I used to live right across the street right here back in 2001, and then it was a little bit rough, but it wasn't that bad. This place used to be really active back in the 90s. Right around the time I moved here in early 2001, a lot of the gangs were already taken out by the police out here. But you still got a lot of I wouldn't say a lot of 28th Street gang members, but you got quite a few still lurking around this area right here. But for the most part, I would say that this neighborhood, I would consider it somewhat a decent neighborhood. Wouldn't call it safe, but by any means, you could walk here at night and you wouldn't have really any issues. But back in the day, you would have plenty of issues. But like a lot with the gang banging culture, people kind of grow out of it. People go to prison and people die. That's pretty much that's what's going to happen to you if you join a gang. I'm not really the one to promote the gangster lifestyle. But Las Vegas, the gang neighborhoods out here, this is really one of the only gang neighborhoods left, in my opinion. I might be missing a couple smaller gangs on the north side of Las Vegas, but for the most part, this is a 28th Street gang enclave, but not nearly as bad as it used to be. You can see some of the graffiti right there. Eastside 28th Street, XXV3. They always strike up that Boys and Girls Club right there. It's so funny. It used to be a Boys and Girls Club. I don't know what it is now. So you can see, if I slow down right here on this pole right here, it's graffiti 28th Street on the left side of the screen. But more than likely, the person or persons doing the gang graffiti, they're probably younger. You're not going to really find a lot of older guys in their 20s or 30s doing the gang graffiti. It's usually going to be the younger kids, teenagers, or what have you. So I'm making a right onto Charleston right now and Mojave. I used to work at this 7-Eleven gas station right here. It's so funny. I got fired here. I worked here in 2001. I got fired for being rude to a customer. That was just an excuse. I think she fired me because she thought I was stealing. But little did she know that the manager that she hired, he was the one stealing cash. I knew he was stealing. I just didn't have definitive proof. Seagull Suites right there. This place is a dump. It's one of those extended stay weekly motels. A lot of older people on SSI, pimps, prostitutes, drug addicts fill those places up. Might want to be careful if you come down here. So other than the that little area, I mean, it's not a horrible neighborhood. You know, I would feel somewhat safe, you know, if I had a girlfriend or a significant other coming to live down here. I probably wouldn't, but if we didn't have a choice, I would. It's not, it's not like it was in the 90s that this video would be a lot more interesting if it was 1997 or 1996. 28th Street was one of the 4 major Latino gangs in Las Vegas at the time that I moved here. There was another gang called Sanchucos. I don't really see much of them around too much anymore. And then you had Vadio Naked City. I'll probably go check out their hood in the next day or so. And then I believe you had a gang called Tiny Locos out of North Las Vegas. Not really sure if they're around anymore. But the gang scene in Las Vegas is very odd. See, if I were in Los Angeles showing you, I could show you so many hoods and so many, Barrios, Crip sets, blood sets. I mean, whatever. But over here in Las Vegas, like, there's really no gang hood. Now, somebody will probably be in the comments saying, like, oh, you're wrong, MF or this, MF or that. The gangs out here in Las Vegas, they're more of like cliques than gangs. They'll link up. They'll move like together. You'll have a guy from one gang hang out with another guy from another gang. Now, gangs typically in the Southern California area, they don't really get along with any other gang really. But over here, if you got one guy that's from BGD or whatever, and another guy from West Side Eastern or what have you, they'll link up to make money, sell dope or what have you. So in Las Vegas, if somebody's going to argue with me and say, oh, there's gang hoods, well, not really. All because a gang moves into an apartment complex doesn't make it the hood. It just makes it that there's a couple guys that came from Los Angeles and tried setting up shop out here, which usually doesn't really work because people get caught up. They start smoking dope. And then, you get a guy that, from... say you get a guy from, whatever Crip set, he comes out here and just gets caught up in the fast life, and next thing you know, he's doing 3 to 5 years in prison. So this is also a 28th Street enclave right here. It's the other side of Eastern, but you can see that they still do come around here. This neighborhood used to be bad. This was like a drug-infested neighborhood. And it's been cleaned up a lot. I know the property values in this neighborhood have increased. I actually almost moved here. I almost rented a house here back when I used to live here before, back in the day. But I was with my ex at the time, and we didn't rent the house because it was just too bad. I couldn't be living here with a chick and then have to worry about her when she comes home, people jumping out or on her or some psycho or what have you. But if you're looking for a cheap apartment and you just moved to Las Vegas and you don't care if it's just you or you're already with the hood culture, hood shit, yeah, you can get one of these apartments right here. They're not that bad. They're pretty cheap. I think a one bedroom right here will be about $600 a month, $550 a month. These apartments to the left that I'm turning on, yeah, my homeboy used to live down here. He used to have a 2-bedroom apartment for like $500 a month. They used to be bad right here. It used to be bad, but now, it ain't that bad anymore. You don't see too much gang graffiti. You'll see a little bit on that dumpster to the left. You'll see it. I've always been interested in gang graffiti and graffiti in general. And they're pretty good about painting over the graffiti in this area. But yeah, this is definitely a lower end neighborhood, to say the least. And straight ahead, where that gentleman is standing, smoking a cigarette, hard at work, holding a sign. Somebody's got to do it, right? That used to be the that used to be the Castaways Hotel Casino right there. Now they're building some kind of a storm drain right there. So that just a quick little tour of the 28th Street gang neighborhood. I know it's not like the worst looking neighborhood. I know I didn't give a lot of history. I mean, I'm just talking about from what I've experienced and what I've seen living in Las Vegas before. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If there's any other gang hoods that you want me to show, hey, hit me up, man. TacoBellCriminal@gmail.com. Put in the description, put gang hood. I'll be back in Los Angeles probably. I don't like that city, but I mean, I would consider going over there to do some tours if you guys are interested. So please let me know, man. I'm trying to get into this. Not trying to get deep involved in the gang hood thing, but I'm interested in it, and I know other people would be interested in seeing other hoods and in other parts of the country, especially if you can't travel the way I can travel. It's nothing to me to go up to Denver. I mean, it's nothing.